Hello team, happy Thursday once again. Your workout today is 2 rounds of work. Each round you are going to repeat 3 times, so you've 6 rounds in total. Your work period is going to be 4 minutes and 30 seconds in length, and then you're going to rest for 1 minute 30 seconds, or a little bit shorter if you feel that maybe the weights that you're lifting are not quite heavy enough to warrant that amount of recovery, or just that you're recovered quick enough and you're able to go again into your next round. So 4.5 minutes on, 1.5 minutes, or up to 1.5 minutes off. First round, we're going to go 5, 10, 15 in reps. So your 5 rep exercise is going to be a walkout. So plenty of space out in front of you, feet about hip distance apart, maybe slightly wider. Just soften through the knees, start to hinge at the hips, so we're sending that tailbone back. As soon as the hands are reaching down to the floor, walk yourself out into that high plank position. Hands walk back in, and then reach up to finish opening the hips at the top. So 5 reps of that walkout, making sure that to initiate you're getting that hinge action from the hip. Second exercise, we're going to take press ups. So we're coming down to the floor, hands are ever so slightly wider than your shoulders. On your knees if you need to, coming up onto toes if you can. Just gently tuck that tailbone under, spine nice and long, and your chest is proud. Drop the chest down between the thumbs, push back up nice and strong. So elbows are drawing back past the rib cage as you come up, so we're getting into chest, shoulders, triceps, a lot of upper body work here. Third and final exercise in this first block is going to be 15 jump squats. So sink down into your squat position, drive up nice and high, soften the knees to land. Don't worry too much about the depth in your squat. Our focus really is on that jump and getting the heart rate up. So that's your first round. And moving into your second round of work, so again we're working for 4 minutes and 30 seconds here. Here is where you're going to need a weight, so either your dumbbell, your kettlebell, you're just going to need one. You will need 2 for one of the exercises. If you don't have that, then any kind of object is going to be good enough. So I've got my rucksack here to demonstrate with. So your first move, again, keeping that same rep scheme, 5, 10, 15 repetitions. And we're trying to focus on the same kind of muscle groups as we did in that first round, but this time with weighted moves. So we're taking a swing. So ideally done with a kettlebell. If not, it is not the end of the world, we can still do it. So those feet, again, about hip distance apart. Soften at the knees and start to hinge at the hips. So chest lifted, send your weight through your legs, squeeze the glutes. Woo. And if it is, slightly different shape to a kettlebell, just be mindful of how high you can bring that up. So if it's a dumbbell that you're holding, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to bring all the way up overhead. If you are using a kettlebell, fantastic. If you've got the range, bring it all the way up. If, like me there with that rucksack, it's not gonna come quite all the way up. Really just focus on that hinge action from the hip and then squeezing the glutes hard as you're coming back up. So we're still getting that work through the glutes and the hamstrings. Second move, again, with your object, 10 reps, we're taking a push press. So feet right underneath those hips, a little bit narrower this time. Start with the weight just at your collarbone in front of your chest. Soften through the knees, little dip. Big drive to take that weight up overhead. Sink down to catch. And the same again, so 10 reps in your push press. 15 reps to finish off the round is going to be a squat. So you're holding this weight really wherever feels more comfortable for you. So I'm here at my chest just because it's going to be better for holding this big bag. Taking the hips down below the level of the knees if you can. As always, we're driving the knees outwards to get into the glutes, to get into the outer thighs. If you're working with 2 dumbbells, you might want to put them on your shoulders. You might hold your kettlebell or your dumbbell in front like a goblet squat. As I say, if you've got your rucksack, hold it in front of your chest, wherever is going to be more comfortable to hold your object. So there's your 2 rounds, 4.5 minutes on each one, and just keep working through 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, as many times as you can in those 4.5 minutes. Rest for up to 1.5 minutes. So as I say, if you don't need that recovery, if you feel after a minute you're ready to go, please feel free to do so. And with those 4.5 minute rounds, 6 rounds in total, 3 on each. You can maybe add another one on if you're not resting for 1.5 minutes, just to take you up to 30, maybe a little bit longer, 36 minutes or so. So I hope you enjoy that workout, and I will see you again next week.